and allowing everyone to be leaders. Yeah.
Yeah, but to become your own leader, you really have to know yourself and stand in your own integrity. And I believe that a lot of people are not there yet.
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, now we're talking about it. And on the other hand, I'm just like, just let it go. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's, I just do my thing. And yeah. So again, there's this.
And trust.
Yeah, trust. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, I just trusted. And
Yeah.
and if it's not for me in a way, like I started this because of Dan. He asked me, right? And before that, with my ayahuasca, he already told me that he had this idea and he was going to look in Brazil. And then it got manifested in like March or something like that. But he already asked me in November. And I said, no, not for me. Just keep me posted. And when his question came, I was so surprised, And then I talked to my husband and I said, what do you think? And he said to me, well, do you have any expectations? Why would you want to start? Really these contemplative questions, not to judge, but to set myself thinking. And then I said, well, I just kind of see this because as a response, I feel a yes, because it's new and it's adventure. And I have 35, 36, so it's something new to try. And I have nothing to lose. I said, I have absolutely nothing to lose. And then he said, well, then it's okay. If you feel like you have nothing to lose, you only have to gain. I said, yeah, I can only have experiences that will bring me even further on whatever road. At least it's my road, So, yeah. And somehow through the conditioning, I started having these expectations or wanting to see some progress for myself. So this the deep one was the last month. I really said, okay, this is the last peel that I need to peel off of the conditioning, is again the expectation of still trying to prove myself, still trying to please other people. And why, if some things are frustrating me, why are they frustrating me? And why should you step out of your own integrity when you don't get to be happy when you're doing certain things? So just let it go, So I went back to myself and I said to myself, what would you really, what is the reason why you would want to stay, And then I got happy again, because for me, it's about the connecting, being the light, to hold space for people, to lend my throat, my divine throat, to people that don't have a voice, that want to be heard, that want to be seen. And with my 26, spreading love behind the scenes. And it doesn't matter if they don't see me, or it doesn't bring in money, or it doesn't set me on, oh, look at Corrinda, she did this or this. No. It has to do with what makes me happy. And when I'm happy, I will make other people happy. And that makes me super happy. The value that came to me with the conversation with Timothy, with the brother that I just told you, is that the new value, the new paradigm value, is not your job, it's not your leadership, blah, blah, blah. It sometimes is just that your presence can enlighten or empower other beings just by sitting there, lending them your voice, being able to really sit with them and listen to them and be there with them. But the old world has no value. It's like, what's that? It's a lot, because a lot of people can't listen, they can't feel or share or give real love, don't have an open heart, and all the other things I just mentioned. So I'm starting to see the value of the subtle things. And the subtle things is the time we're in, because we're now in the ether, right? The time of ether. And we can't see the air, but it has value. If there's no air, we can't breathe. We don't have life.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
And that's the same for kids.
Yeah,
Being a field
like
angel has so much value.
Yeah, I feel it.
Right.
I really do. And I was thinking about that a few days ago, that yeah, everything is just a simulation. Nothing exists. But we're just here to understand that it's a simulation and to embrace our true power.
Right.
So the more we can do for people that they understand that it's a simulation, the more we encourage them and we help them aspire and embrace their power. So we're embracing our own power by being our light and empowering others through that light.
Right. And helping them to play the game, to see the game, and to take their place in the game, the right place. Because when you're at the right place, when you're playing your perfect part, you're perfectly happy. Even in the sadness, even in when you cut your finger, you're still happy because you're in the right space. You know?
Disgusted but happy.
No, but what I mean is that we should, well, for me, it's exactly that. I see this as a game, a real life game, because I'm sensing. So for me, it's real. But it's the consciousness that is playing this game. You know, like in the film Ready Player One, when he puts on the suit, then he becomes this avatar in the other world. So I see it as the same. You're making this adventure in this other body. And when you see how the game is played, yeah. Sorry, my but that's something that comes to my. I can look at things now like really, okay, this is part of the game. Okay, how are we gonna respond? Let me check how did I used to do it? Oh, wrong. No, how can I do it? Okay, let's try that. You know, that's how you get to know the game. You get to read the manual. Okay, let's try this.
Yeah.
And everything gets easier. But that's at least
for sure. We can't take the game too seriously.
Right. And sometimes it's okay to take it seriously, just as long as you know you're taking it seriously. Because then again, you're just playing in the game the seriousness.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's not always just a silly game.
No.
It's a serious game sometimes.
Yeah, the game is so good that sometimes it feels so real that it's very hard to, you know, to see that little thin line between the game and being so immersed with it, you know.
Yeah. I told you about the walk-in that I met in Alto Paraíso, right?
Right.
It was so weird. At some point we were talking and when you look at, like, you look but you don't really see anything, everything's a bit out of focus, you're kind of daydreaming.
Mm-hmm.
I started to daydream and just think to myself, oh shit, how could I manifest this very interesting being in front of me that would say everything that I needed to hear at that time? It's so that shit crazy. It's so
you programmed it before you came here. You know yourself. You're like, okay, then and then Marina needs to meet this and this, to say this and this, and then she can go on again. Okay, done. Next.
Yeah. Yeah. And I could feel even.
Sorry?
I could feel even the activations, you know, when you feel it like in your brain.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
I sometimes feel it on my head. I really feel like, or it is my hair that is growing that I feel, but I feel this pulse or this, you know, something like this. It goes like this.
Yeah, like.
and then it goes away. Okay.
Exactly.
And then it comes again. I'm like, okay, what is that?
Yeah, I've been listening to light language activations, and it really feels, it really goes there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you about it, right? I told you. So I got in contact with Angela de Vos. She is in Costa Rica now. I got her name by Chandra, and Chandra is a friend of Savon. Also lives in Costa Rica, but she is Dutch. So that's very funny how she said. And so I sent her a message, and then she said to me, like, the most important thing is not to try to understand it, and sometimes just sit and just see what comes out. And she sent some videos of her on YouTube. So I listened to one of them, and then I was like, the sounds that she makes, oh my gosh.
What is her name?
Sandra de Vos, Sandra, Sandra.
Uh-huh.
And then the DE, and then VOS. She has a cowboy hat on her.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't watch her videos, but I will.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I did see this one a lot yesterday, Caroline.
Okay. Caroline, how?
Yeah. Caroline Nobles. I will send it to you.
Okay.
And this other one that was this Pleiadian DNA, cosmic DNA activation. Damn, it was so crazy. It was really crazy. And yeah, it's just, they say, because I feel sometimes to say things. And yesterday I remembered that when I was a kid, I would say weird things all the time with myself. Cara escrita, all the time. I would
Other
sing it,
children.
and yeah, and why did we close it off? It's so crazy.
I told Hans, well, it's funny that you mentioned it now. I was like 5 or 6 years old, and I still remember it. I was in this pool for little children, I was 5. And I was talking this strange language to these other children because I thought, well, I'm in another country, so I don't have to talk Dutch. I just talk my language. So in my mind, I thought I was talking the language of the country, and I was exactly doing what you are doing. And the kids understood me.
It's so beautiful.
And I did that in every holiday that we went. And I forgot all about it. And then when this happened, suddenly it came back, and I told to Hans, I said, this is exactly what I did when I was young. And I thought I was creating my own language, but probably it was exactly that. And now you have the same. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it wasn't like I was just doing it.
Me too. Just doing, not thinking.
I didn't think it was a language or anything. I was just
yeah.
And also yesterday I had this huge insight that have you heard that the Pleiadians are really tall beings?
Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you about the creating the light points on Earth? The activation that I received?
Yes.
That I would feel the connection to Earth and then do a mulabanda and then through me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel this huge connection to the crystalline grid and to spirit, and I really feel it a lot. But at the same time, I feel it more when I'm more grounded. So the Pleiadians, they are very light beings, but they are extremely grounded. So that elongates their body because they're being pulled.
Yeah, right. Between up and down.
So they're doing like this. Whereas, for example, Grace, they are very intelligent and very grounded, but they work more with, they are short. They work more with the earth, less with spirit. I don't know if it's true for all beings, but I got this insight from Pleiadians yesterday when I was doing this DNA activation.
Oh, the first one, when I just got my big awakening in 2016, I came across this guy, Jerry something. He's from the UK. And he does light language as well. I didn't know at the time it was that. Now I know it was light language. And he said, okay, are you prepared, you know, for receiving this transmission? And when you listen, there's no way back. And I was like, okay, pause. I don't know if I'm ready. And I waited for 2 days to listen. I was kind of scared. So, and then I said, okay, then I listened. And I do believe that was the moment when I listened to that light language message that I really allowed my transformation of all this spiritual stuff. I really allowed it after that moment, like accepting it, that it was okay and that it was time.
But the guy was a little bit dramatic.
What guy?
The guy who did the transmission.
Well, yeah, sort of. but yeah, it was, yeah, there was no way back. He was telling the truth.
Okay.
But it's, yeah, it was a little bit frightening. Yeah, that's what you mean by dramatic. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out what is it that makes people scared about spirituality and stuff like that.
Because they don't know.
It's a big, yeah, and it's a big challenge in hypnosis because you can go so deep, and yeah, like I can say it in different ways, right? I can say, okay, let's solve all your blockages and change your life and go very deep and everything. Or I can say, I don't know what I can say. Like, it's getting better, the way that I communicated to people. But still, it sparks, like, my incarnation cross, the obscuration. Yeah. It kind of sparks this, like, that the thing I work with is obscure. I feel that with people. But it's the only thing that I can actually say, like, okay, I can do this every day.
Yeah. Yeah, you only have one channel, so. I only have 2, so. Together we have 3.
You have 3.
No, I have 2, and you have 1. Together we have 3. 3 channels.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I see so many people that have like 6 channels or, 5, 6, 7. And I'm like, I only have 2. But then again, it makes it very simple what I'm here to do.
That's true, but very complicated as well.
Isn't that life? Life is complicated. Yeah. And yet so simple. But
can you imagine if we had like a million channels like people do, and all the body defined? I would die. I would really die.
Well, that's how the penta and the wa works. Then I told you that I bought some PHS lessons and some wa and penta, because I really feel I need to dive deeper in this. And wow, about the right and the leftness and environment, the things you eat, it didn't overwhelm me, but this whole new world inside of me opened up, and I really feel a call that I don't know how yet, but it's something I'm going to do something with, because I feel the importance of it for the future. And but when the wa starts working, like the penta is from 5 to 15 people, and then the wa starts. So you have different pentas, and together they form a wa, and they created it so beautiful. You see this penta becoming a wa, and then another wa, and when you put it together, it looks like the tree of life.
The tree of life.
Yeah, it's so difficult. The tree of life, I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly when I had this vision, like if every puppet is at the right place and everything starts to work, it was like, of course, there it is, you know. But when you have the perfect team, you have exactly every channel fulfilled and every center defined. So no overlapping, just every gate just once connected. Do you understand? So
If you have this
overlapping
group
means,
of people,
yeah, when you put a team together,
you have one person, for example.
then you get this
You have
one person. Yeah, a penta or a wa becomes this one body, this one entity. You lose your identity. Because some of the skills that you have will no longer work when you're in a bigger group. Then some other energies take over. And this becomes this body, like an organization or, yeah. And when you have this correct, it will work perfectly for this one task or this one project. And when you have all these different was on their specific purpose, their specific job or whatever, then you have, you know, all these places where work needs to be done is going to be done. It's like magic.
But you mean all the work that needs to be done, it's going to be done within this penta being? Or,
yeah.
Oh. So like one whole healed person.
Yes.
But how is it going to express itself?
And what they are doing, what they are creating, what they're building, what they, you know.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like if you build a car, one team creates the tires, one team creates the steering wheel, one creates the motor. And when you put then these things together, which is another team that put things together, you get the whole.
But it's 5 people.
5 to 15 people is a wow. And from 5 to 15, you get a penta. And then bigger than that becomes a wa. And then different was make the whole spectrum.
Only one person is so complex and so difficult to analyze. Imagine 15. It's so crazy.
Yeah, that's called the BG5. I respect to those people. I'm not there yet.